Hi, everybody. It is Tuesday, February 23rd, and I've been sort of nudged into doing this short. Well, this probably is not going to be a short video, but um, I'm going to try to um, compress this information into something as simple as I can possibly explain to you guys. This is a video that I've been kind of putting off for a long time because it's a very strange concept, and I I've known about this for for a while. It's definitely becoming more clear as time goes on, and my guides have been explaining it to me more. Um, but like I said, I don't blame you guys if you pretty much stop watching me from now on if you think I'm going crazy here. But I'm going to try to explain to you. Um, I call it the spoiler alert because what it is it's telling you what's really going on. um, and I know I've kind of talked about it in past videos to a certain extent. I call it the three layers of reality, sort of. There's source energy, which we call on Earth, or Gaia, or Terra, we call God, sort of, creator. And then there's uh, like the galaxy, or the etheric world too. Also, it's kind of like different dimensional beings and creation in here, and then planet Earth. That's kind of, from our perspective, this is the three things that are going on according to us, because this is relative to us. Um, so the spoiler alert that I'm going to try to just to explain to you what's really going on is, um, you've probably heard that term of, like, we live in a holographic universe and things like that. It's kind of true, but it's created by creator. And once you understand who creator is, or what we call on earth God, is actually, it's us. What I mean is, we're all particles of God, or fractals. Much like I was explaining to you guys before, how a little tiny cell on the end of your little baby finger is still part of me, even though it's almost kind of separate from me. But I'm going to try to simplify this as much as I can, and I'll expand on it later if you're interested. But what it is when you're in when you're not in physical form, and that goes through a myriad of different versions of that, and also in different dimensions too. You're pure energy. So you don't have a physical form, and in a sense, that's what God is. It's just pure energy. So what was decided probably gazillions, I don't even know how long ago, because obviously there's really no beginning or end to creator. But what I'm saying is, at one point, the decision was made, or a thought, to slow the energy down enough to create something physical, sort of. So this reality to us is very physical. Everything it's got a hard substance to it, and we think that this is real. But here's the strange part about it. But in reality, we are just pure energy. We don't, because we're part of source, so we don't have any physical form. So what you're seeing, in a sense, is us playing in this physical reality. We all take on physical forms and different shapes, different varieties of creatures and beings. Even on Earth, you could. I mean, if I want to be a cat, I can be a cat to have that experience. I'm just saying, we're energy, and it slows down, and it's a frequency thing. It's like turning the dial down from UHF to, you go past to FM, AM, whatever, until you get this really slow frequency, and that's why there's a variety of different frequencies of existence. But but ours is a lower frequency, and it's a physical reality, and that's why it's when we say holographic, in a sense, what it is this is a this is like a holodeck, but it's all energy particles into they create. It's almost like with a computer program create physical objects, and including us. In order for us to exist on this holodeck, we have to match the frequency of this physicality, if you understand what I'm getting at. So we've come here and we do this. This is in a sense our social life of energetic beings. We are energetic beings that don't have any form, but we decide to inhabit form or create form for ourselves to inhabit, to play out and play out experiences to live them. So in other words, it's literally like instead of writing a book, you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to be in that book. Well, if it's just words, like how are you gonna? I mean, that's why movies to us are really, really popular, because it's telling a story. We're basically saying, and that way, in a sense, you become that character on the screen. You go, yeah, I wish if that experience happened. Well, that's kind of what we do in reality. Like I'm my own movie. You are your own movie. We are living out these movies. But the problem most of us have is when we decided to do this zillions of years ago, one of the most effective ways of doing it is by wiping our minds blank, like having no memory of this life. So it becomes new. So and also the cool part about it is we're all living never-ending movies. Like these are it's like a giant, huge soap opera that never ends. So you can when you go off, that's why nobody dies. We're all eternal creatures. We're all just energetic creatures, beings, part of source. And when we decide to have these physical experiences, for whatever length of time that they are, when we're finished with them, we never die. We go off and we go back to, people call it going back to God or go back to source, whatever. But yeah, so we just become energetic beings again with no physicality. So, and that's why you watch enough near-death experiences and whatever, people realize, okay, they rise above their body. They're not in a physical form anymore, but they're looking down like, whoa, I used to inhabit that physical body. That's what's going on. So, but one of the things that's affecting us the most right now is we decided, God or source, to create challenges and obstacles for us. So we created a duality sort of rules, a duality matrix. And we decided to put that into the mix, as in like, okay, well, let's say, because you're writing a story and you eventually you realize the best way for a hero's journey or anything is for someone to overcome obstacles and overcome enormous problems. And then the bigger things that you can overcome, the more exciting and more progress you can make, and that was the more dynamic that experience is. So, like I said, because we decided to make a duality format out there, we basically decided to go sort of like good and bad. They kind of really don't exist, except we're making them exist. And the reason why they seem really bad and classically bad to us is, well, it's because we're making it up, sort of. Like, in other words, if I can imagine something really, really terrible, that's what we make. We make things really, really terrible. for us to overcome. Whether it's a storm, if you're a ship on the ocean, it's like, can you imagine? Okay, if you overcome a slight little storm or something, what you want is to overcome the perfect storm. It's like it was so close, we almost all died, but we all survived. Now that's what makes a really interesting story. That's what we do constantly. Now, we didn't all sign up for this in a sense that to have such extremes, but when we decided to do this, we decided to become different characters in this story, in this giant social network we have. We literally said, oh, you know what, I'll play the bad guy, and you can, and then we can trade roles off, and you guys can experience what it's like to be a bad guy, and you can experience what it's like to overcome it. So we kind of trade off over millennia, for millions and millions of years, because as you know, once you're out of that physical form, you go back to source, and then you can come back and go, you know what, I'm going to be a bad guy this time. It's like, if you want. I mean, most people don't want to. I know I don't particularly like it, although I'm pretty sure I've probably played the bad guy a few times myself, so I know what it's like. I know what I don't like about it too. But what I'm saying is it's more like challenges. Now, here's where it gets interesting and kind of tragic, I guess, in some ways. What it is a lot of entities in the galaxy and multiverse, universe out there, they get stuck in these roles. What I mean is, like, if you think that this is the only reality there is, you can kind of get stuck in these holograms. That's kind of what it is. There's certain firewalls that we have made for ourselves so that these entities can't escape through that firewall to infect us, sort of beyond this theater. And what that firewall is basically just like our frequencies coming down here to slow them down enough to become physical. Well, same with when you raise those frequencies up, or the speed of energy, it basically, you can't those terrible obstacles that we've created can't escape past a certain frequency. They can't go any higher. So in other words, it just has to stay in the story world. So we live in story world. And what's happened here in particular is this one got way, way out of hand. And this happens a lot throughout the universe. Things get way out of hand. What I mean is the dark side, or the evil influence, becomes stronger than. In other words, there should be a balance. In order for us to have an interesting, exciting storyline, you need obstacles, you need bad things to happen, but you want to be able to overcome them. But there's entities out there that don't want to go back to source, if you understand what I'm saying. So they've come down into this hologram and they've realized, wow, we've got a lot of power. And those are the ones that are service to self. They're just like, they realize, okay, well, not only did they sign up for that, they were going, I'm going to play a bad guy, check out what it's like to be that role. But then they started to enjoy it a little too much, and now they're stuck. They're not stuck because we made them stuck. What it is first of all, they can't get past that firewall, number one. And also, they actually started to enjoy it. They started to get, I guess, egotistical, I guess, in some ways too. But I'm just saying, they got trapped up into this overwhelming need for greed and power and corruption, and they personified that, and they don't want to leave. Because they think that that's the best thing they can do. They're at the top of the world. They can control everybody and everything, and they want to become megalomaniacs. They want to take over the universe. That's what's happening. So for us that are outside this, as in energetic form only, like what you would call like angels or etheric world, not in a physical body, we all do this, we try to harmonize everything, try to make it so that the bad guys don't have too much of an advantage, and, because it's really all about having experiences. It's not about who wins. It's not about that. But for them, the ones that get caught up in all this hunger for power and everything, these entities, and they've also realized that they can manipulate this hologram too. It's another huge story, but I'll just touch on it. But what it is they realize they can extend their physicality for thousands of years. They can exist in power for thousands of years, and ultimately, what I'm getting at, what's happening to us is the main source of their energy is they feed off of us, physically and energetically. Well, as we know, because we're the ones that created this computer program, sort of it's supposed to be self-sustaining, as in well, we call it nature, but we've set this program up so that these worlds will constantly survive and adapt and continue on. But how it's self-sustaining is the creatures, everything gets recycled, as in even in the worlds we've created, these physical worlds, it's like energy gets recycled over and over again to perpetuate the story. Or these are I call them modules too, but I'm just saying these are story modules for us to come down and experience things and stuff. Well, Earth in particular, as you know, cut to the chase, this has been infected and taken over by way too many dark entities, basically, and dark entities that don't want to leave this hologram. They've been ruling for thousands and millions of years, and they think that they can outsmart the system and not escape it and rule it. And it's like literally like you don't want to leave this fantasy world that you've created for yourself. It's like you're getting trapped in the machine. That's kind of what has happened to them. And so us that are just waking up to not only, well, the reason why we're waking up too is because coming into these worlds, you have amnesia. Usually you choose that. But they have also, because they've been here for so long, I'm talking about the dark entities, they know how to manipulate and control these techniques and this tech to keep us from remembering things. And they do not want us to wake up and remember who we are. Because here's the scary part for them is we are part of God. We are part of Source. We are God particles. And you can't mess with us too much. They kind of know that, but they're pushing it. They're going to try to get away with whatever they can. But I'm just saying, so that's kind of the situation we're in. And where I come in is, that's why I came here to help fix this problem. And so I've come in to a human body, just like we all do. I'm not different than you guys at all, because we all do this. We're all energy. We come into physical bodies. We have physical experiences. Anyway, I've come in here knowing this stuff, and I'm just remembering it and waking up to it. Knowing this when I came in, going, okay, here's the problem, is the dark side, or basically the evil entities, have taken over this planet, and it's crazy. This is completely out of whack. It wasn't supposed to be like this at all. It's been invaded by these entities. And so we're here to try to harmonize things. It's not just, there's millions of us here working now, right now, even from off planet, like I said. And here, I'm boots on the ground. That's all I am. I'm boots on the ground. And it's like I came into physical body to really understand it. And I'm almost like a intel gatherer, things like that. They experience things through me as well. So we're here to help fix this, but it's very, very touchy situation, because it's like we have to wake people up and not shock them too much, and also free them. And then, like I said, so for me, I kind of knew this coming in, that this is going to be a tough job and all that, and whatever. But at the end, when we finally get through all this, it's like we can create this world how we want it to be. You got to remember, this is the world that we chose to come here, um, and to play out kind of fantasies or our dreams. But that ain't happening because they've been controlling us. They keep controlling us. We're gonna break free from that control. So, okay, there's lots more to the story, obviously, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to encapsulate it and simplify it as best I can, so you guys kind of get what's really going on here. I call this the spoiler alert, like I said. I'm not sure who this is going to resonate to, or if you believe me or not, but that's what's going on. And so now we have to physically fix this, because that's another thing, is it has to be fixed on this frequency. Sort of. I don't know. That's all I can say for today. I don't want to make this too long, and but also, like I said, because I keep coming back to that, saying stay positive, because what it is we're kind of writing these stories when we come here. Normally, we write our own stories, but this place got hijacked, and they're writing the story for us. Well, they're using us to write this story, and it's a story of imprisonment and captivity. And so I'm here to help, like I said, and I'm just waking up to what I can do. Because I came here mostly as a intel gatherer, and now I'm starting to wake up. Okay, let's fix this problem. And there's lots of us down here. And anyway, okay, I know it's a far-fetched story, but that's what's really going on. Okay, stay positive.